welcome to another episode of The Minority Voice. I'm your host, Jeff Vega, and today we got a special guest who is an entrepreneur, and I think in the next couple episodes, we're going to take an entrepreneur slant to our podcast. But here I have Tristan Dean. He's a friend of my boys, and I'm going to let you start off and tell them the name of your company.
Name Popular Poultry is the company. Popular Poultry is to raise organic chickens, Cornish hens, and Rhode Island Reds, and light Barmas I have right now. Trying to get it to the point that we can get our clientele to the point that we can sustain enough people with enough chicken that is healthy and non-GMO and organic fed and not pumped up with steroids or any of the stuff that you do not need inside yourself.
Okay, so an entrepreneur who raises chicken, and the interesting thing, I think you and I kind of have a parallel, we've evolved, I'll say. Because I was raised in Detroit. You're raised in Detroit too, right?
For sure.
Did you have chickens around you when you were growing up?
No.
Neither did I. So, raised in Detroit, you're a minority.
For sure.
Okay, and you're raising chickens.
For sure.
So, how did that happen?
Finding an outlook that was different from everything I was already used to doing. And I thought about it, and it went to, what do I do for myself? And it's, don't eat stuff that, I do not eat stuff that is put in my body that I do not want my kids or my mom or my grandma to eat. And my grandparents used to tell me all the time, do not get the pumped up stuff. So at the end of the day, going into chickens, it made me to the point of thinking about, can I start a business on something I have no idea about? So I had to do a lot of research. I basically started going to the store and buying chicken. And
okay, but before we get that far, wait. The point I'm making is, we grew up in Detroit. Okay,
Yeah.
So when you think about being an entrepreneur, well, like when I grew up, I thought about, being a baseball player. Okay, and then it was like, okay, I want to go into business, and so, want to get into retail or something. We're from Detroit. Okay, I raise sheep. And my friends now, like on social media, they look and they say, Jeff, man, you Detroit, now you're raising sheep. Okay, who would have thought? So like, you're an African American, and you're raising chickens. You want to raise chickens from Detroit. And actually, when we first met, you told me you were raising chickens at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wasn't supposed to, but I was.
No, actually, you can. And that's a whole nother story. But it is legal to raise farm animals in the city. It is, and I don't want to go in there, but I just kind of want to stay on this vein about, okay, you're a chicken man.
Right, for sure I am a chicken man.
But I'm making light of it, but this is like with raising sheep. It's serious business. I mean, it's not like having a pet. So let's talk about that a little bit, because raising chickens it's technical.
Yes, it is. So for sure.
So first of all, you have chickens and you have Cornish hens.
Cornish hens, right.
So tell us about the growth process.
Well, they're really both the same, beside like on illnesses or diseases and stuff that they might contract or problems they might have. But on like raising to process, they all have different time spans.
Okay.
So like the Cornish cross hens, usually people do them to 3 weeks process, like from egg to process, but I do mine 5 weeks, and that's only because I do not pump my chickens up with any steroids or any of the stuff that makes them grow as quick as they do in the 3 weeks.
For with a Cornish hen that you get in the supermarket, it's like 3 weeks in it, from the egg until...
Even if you look on the packages, most packages at the grocery store will say 2 weeks.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I've never really paid much attention to it.
Yeah.
So you got 3 weeks, and then for the regular chickens.
For regular chickens, it matters. Like you can have Rhode Island Reds and the light Barmers and stuff, which at 22 weeks they start laying eggs, and then normally when they are about to stop laying eggs is when you would process them, just so you don't waste the egg layers of them.
Sure.
But you really want to get those to like the Rhode Island Reds, you want to get to like 6.5 pounds, and then you can process them. The light Barmers, 8 to 9.5 pounds of hens, not roosters. And the Cornish cross hens, you can usually do 1 to 2.5. Some people do 3 pounds for the Cornish cross hens, but normally, if anything is 3 or 4 pounds of a Cornish cross hens, it is a jumbo Cornish cross hen, and that's a different kind of chicken.
So, now what do you feed them?
I feed them Nature's Best, and I also ferment it, but I also feed them like grit, and I'm about to start giving them my own feed that I will be making, but I am going through the protein levels and all of that stuff as we speak. So it's
that's actually one thing that I was up to like 90, I think 93 head of lambs and sheep, and I was to like, okay, do I want to create my own feed? Because when you get those kind of numbers, it makes economically. So you're actually thinking about your own mix.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you want to look at cost.
Okay. Sure.
And I'm an entrepreneur and business is about making money, but at the end of the day, if I can lower my cost of feed or lower the cost of anything, I can lower the cost of my prices of the chicken, which means I can sell more chicken to more people that can make more people have more organic and non-GMO in their bodies.
Okay. And you know what? And at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur, and bottom line, it's a cost.
For sure.
You have to look at that. And, with me and mine, I thought about doing it as a business, but then afterwards it was like, okay, for me, it ended up being a glorified, expensive hobby.
For sure.
But that was for me.
For sure.
So now, somebody wants to get your product.
All they have to do is go on the internet.
Okay.
Popularpoultry.net, and you can go on there. You can either buy one chicken, which we charge $15 per Cornish cross hen, unless you buy the bundle, which is 2, and you can get 2 for $25. Okay. We only deliver in certain areas, but if you reach out to us, we will figure out how to try and get you chicken. And at the end of the day, it's really about us making our business grow to the point that in Michigan for right now, or basically in the Metro Detroit area, you can get chicken that you know where it came from. You can go online and see where it came from and know what is going on. To the point that I will even be posting the grain and where I get it and the food and everything, to the point you know what your chicken is getting. I will possibly, because right now we're not as big as we want to be, but even if you call right now, I could possibly show you the chicken you will get.
Oh, wow.
So.
And I will tell you, folks, when I moved out to my ranch, now when I buy any kind of meats and that, it's all natural. It's grown on raised, I should say, on a local ranch. That's somebody that I know, and I know it's healthy. I know there's no growth hormones or steroids, and I know you don't pump them.
Right.
And at least I ain't seen it.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. So, if you want some good Cornish hens, healthy Cornish hens or chickens, you definitely want to reach out and give that email address. That website again.
It was popularpoultry.net, and we also have the Facebook and Instagram with popularpoultry.net. Also, well, Popular Poultry as that.
And David, if you could, since you haven't spoke today, can you make a point to put it on the screen for everybody?
I'll be sure to do that.
Now, have you eaten any of it yet?
No, I haven't got to try it yet, but I'm gonna cook one this weekend.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, hey, friends, once again, we want to thank you for tuning in, and remember, Joshua 24:15.